Right here we have I'm assuming 1/43rd scale model of a 1959 Cadillac Superior ambulance. Doesn't actually say anywhere that it's 43rd scale. I'm guessing that it is. That's what we're going with. Let's say compared to a 43rd scale police car, we're about right. So that's what we're going with. This is a pretty detailed model. These are fairly expensive if anyone has seen them. And since I'm building this for one of my big-time repeat customers, and I tried to warn him of this, I'll bust his chops just a little bit. Since this is I guess they call them resin, polycast model, or whatever the actual term is. It's more of a plastic, the entire model is. So some of this, I told him the problem maybe the light would transfer through the body. If you had a die-cast metal car, obviously the light wouldn't. But on a plastic car, especially when you're putting lights up in through this plastic, and again, all this was solid right through here, so this had to all be drilled out, cleaned out to insert the LEDs. So once the LEDs are inside there, basically imagine pushing an LED into a straw and then putting power to the LED. It's going to light up through the straw. So that's basically what's happened here. So even though all the plastic was removed back through here on the front and rear to get that to happen, some of the light is still showing, like, actually, I guess you could say, illuminate the body. So not the best result. My customer was warned of that, and he decided to go on through with it anyway. And like I said, I think this model's, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around the $70–80 mark. So anyway, it is what it is. Train layout, it may not be noticed that much anyway. So anyway, enough chatter. Let's go ahead and turn the lighting on. Again, you're going to see some light come through even these pods on the top. I was thinking that these would probably, were in the day, steady burn lights instead of flashing, but he wanted all of them flashing. So you got steady headlights and steady tail lights, and then each of these little pods on the roof flash, and then also the red beacon in the center there flash. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Maybe camera will pick up, you can see what I'm talking about. You can. Right here, you can see the light shining through there, so see a little bit better maybe right here. Actually coming through the plastic on this, so I was afraid that would happen, and I was correct in my fears. But anyway, still turned out pretty cool. Like I said, head on, you're not going to be able to notice that. Maybe a little bit of an angle, nor from the rear, you're not going to notice it, but from the side is where it's really going to show. So anyway, you can see your pods on the top are flashing, your center beacon flash. Again, warm white headlights on this one, just steady headlights. Again, very detailed model. I don't know if we can see inside there, but quite a bit of detail. And even this little antenna is about the flimsiest little thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what that's made out of. Looks like a piece of horsehair. Actually, horsehair is probably thicker than that. But anyway, very small, super thin antenna. All the little pieces are just, it's an incredible little model. To the rear, anyway, they're not going to show very well because of the way this lighting is. But left the lenses and everything on these tail lights. So you still have the little chrome trim inside the tail light lens. Like I said, it's showing as a white dot on my camera, but you can actually see the chrome trim inside there. And again, if you look closely, you can see the red light coming through the plastic on here too. Those are actually completely covered up. It's just the way it's showing through the plastic. And of course, you see your flashers on the rear roof there. I'll spin this on around, get a look at it. It needs to be cleaned up, obviously. Everything else, or finished it up just like you wished. So it is done, running on 9 volts DC. So it is ready to go. So I appreciate the order. I'll get this and other 2 cars shipped out probably Wednesday for you. Or sorry, today's Tuesday, Wednesday, probably Thursday. Thanks again for the orders.